Hello everyone. Today I'll be discussing on the impact of the budget 2014 on the chemical industry. Just to give you a brief background on the industry as such in India, what is the size of the industry, what is the potential of the industry. The industry currently is very important because it essentially is a feedstock industry. That is, it's a raw material provider industry for manufacturing of various industries such as textiles, foodstuffs. You talk about constructions, paintings, and other kind of various large industries. So indirectly, any impact on the chemical industry as such will always have an impact on the end products, on the prices of the end products and other end products which are heavily dependent on the chemical industry. So currently, to give a brief background, the size of the industry, according to the Planning Commission, was in 2010 in India was around $108 billion, which is significantly huge compared to other Asian countries, but however not in comparison to other Western countries such as US and Europe. Essentially, the Indian chemical industry amounts to around 3% of the global chemical industry. One of the reasons for this is mostly chemicals are obtained from byproducts from crude oil, which are petrochemicals. So since India has a limited refining capacity in terms of refining crude oil and obtaining byproducts as comparison to other Western countries, and crude oil is not such easily obtained in India. That is why there has been some sort of lack in terms of production, in terms of the chemicals that are manufactured in India, especially petrochemicals. That is one of the reasons why most of the petrochemicals in India are imported. That is why it is very important from the industry perspective that the duties, which in terms of customs are reduced. That is why it's better for the industry. In terms of also, as I stated earlier, it has an impact on the end product also, in terms of reductions of customs duties and everything. So even being a chemical industries are divided into two different sectors, which is petrochemicals, which are mostly byproducts of crude oil, and other chemicals which are called as oleochemicals, which are basically fatty acids derived from animal and plant fats. So mostly in terms of oleochemicals, India is mostly dependent on imported palm oil, which is all oleochemicals are generally derived from palm oil products, which are imported from Malaysia and all other Southeast countries like Indonesia and Thailand. So in order to come in terms of the budget, one of the demands of the industry which was very important and which was very essential for the industry was that especially feedstock chemicals. Now the customs duty in terms of feedstock chemicals should be reduced to zero. Now, when I say feedstock chemicals, what I mean is mostly chemicals which are used as the initial chemicals which are used as intermediates or solvents or wetting agents in order to produce the final product. For example, I'm talking about crude naphthalene. So in terms of that, the current budget has provided some sort of reprieve to the industry, because the customs duty, especially on some feedstock chemicals such as reformate, which is essentially used for crude oil which is blended with gasoline, and on such reformates, and you talk about propene, you talk about crude naphthalene. On that, the customs duty has been significantly reduced. For example, in terms of naphthalene, it has been reduced from 10% to 5%, which is a significant reprieve, especially to the industry, since naphthalene is one of the essential feedstock elements in terms of any chemical industry, because it has wide variety of applications as a solvent, as a wetting agent, as an intermediate, also in many chemical reactions. Now, when you talk about one of the other products in which some customs duty reprieve has been provided is ethanol, which is basically mostly used as a solvent, and also also used in food products and also in alcoholic beverages. So that will also indirectly have an impact on the industry in terms of alcohol production, alcohol industry. So that is one more development. And other development is in terms of oleochemicals, which, like I explained earlier, which are again fatty acids, which are mostly imported from countries which are made from palm oil, and which is mostly imported from countries such as Malaysia. And in that, essentially under some conditions, the customs duty has been almost reduced to nil. The reason why this is important development, because oleochemicals are essentially used in production of personal care products, which are very basic goods in terms of soaps, toothpastes. You talk about shampoos and all these hygienic products, so which will also have an impact indirectly on the personal care industry, and which will also have an indirect impact on sanitation and other aspects in rural areas.